Hey everyone, Nathan from Aussie Green Thumb. Today we're going to be reviewing the Bluetti AC200P power station. This portable power station can be charged by AC power, solar, and through your car. It has an output capacity of 2000 watts, along with a bunch of other great features, which I will discuss throughout this review. In this day and age when electric power tools are becoming more popular, this power station is quite useful. So if you've got an electric chainsaw and you've got a couple of batteries and you're going out to chop up some firewood, you don't need to have this is your power source. So you can have two batteries charging while you use the other one. And the same as if you're mowing the lawn and you've got a cord electric mower, or if you've got other battery powered electric tools. This is very handy just to have with you to be charging the other batteries. Another use case is if you've got a corded power tool and you need to go, like in our property, over the back there, and we don't have extension leads that are long enough. We just carry this with us and we just plug straight in. So we're not running extension leads from the house all the way out into the backyard, and you may not have extension leads that can reach out far. So this is very handy that it's portable. To give you an idea, this circular saw used between 700 and 1100 watts, and 5 minutes of use used only 2% of the battery. And this sander had an output of less than 100 watts, and also didn't use much of the battery. The AC200P has a massive 2000 watt lithium iron phosphate battery and a 2000 watt AC pure sine wave inverter, which means it has very clean power that will work well with all electronics. Along with the output capacity of 2000 watts, it can also handle a surge output of up to 4800 watts, which is great when starting up power tools. Bluetti claims that it will maintain around 80% of its battery over 3,500 life cycles. That means you can use the full capacity of this power station and recharge it once a day, every day for almost 10 years. That is a pretty incredible statistic, considering other similar products on the market get around 500 to 1000 life cycles, which is only a quarter of this one. You might see some other reviews claiming that this particular unit has a phantom power issue, where if you keep the power on, it will use a large percentage of the battery over a day, even if it's only charging a small item. We haven't used this unit for 24/7 application, so I can't comment on that. But for the high power output that we've been using for in gardening and power tools, this unit has been extremely reliable. So we're just going to run through the output ports and the functionality here. So we've got the power button. Here we've got a 12 volt 25 amp DC output. But to use this you need the optional XT60 aviation cable. Here we have the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter port. Here is 12 volt 3 amp DC outputs. And here we've got a Type C USB port, which is 60 watts. And then we've got 4 5 volt 3 amp USB ports. And then here, because we've got the Australian model, we've got two 220 to 240 volt 2000 watt AC power points. And on top here we've got two 15 watt key wireless charging pads. They're not all compatible with, depending on what phone you have. So my iPhone 7 doesn't charge on here, but my wife's Google Pixel charges perfectly fine, and that's with her case on, and she doesn't need to remove it. So it came with its AC inverter, which this by itself, let's turn it this way, is 1.4 kilos. So overall it's a pretty heavy duty power station. So I just want to turn this on. So you don't really want to have this on while you're trying to sleep, or actually in the same room as when you're working. I've had to take it to other rooms. So you can hear the fan in here to cool this down. So it charges this from when it's completely flat to 100% in just under 6 hours. So we've tested that, goes all right. So yeah, it's just under 6 hours. I'm just going to turn this off because it is quite noisy. Yeah, so this just plugs in down here. So this is where you charge from AC unit. Here you charge from your car here and from the solar panels. So we've got some cables here and a nice carry bag to keep it all in one place and not lose any. So we've got here the XT90, which goes from the car, plugs into this guy here, which is the XT90 aviation cable, and then that plugs into the side here. And so that's your adapter. And then so you've got this one here, which is the XT90 to MC, which is for the solar panels. So it plugs in here, that plugs there, and this goes out to your solar panels. Here we've got a 10.8 centimeter LCD touchscreen display. There's a lot of functions here. You can see this one here says PV car, tells you from the solar or the car what the charging is. And here you got the AC adapter, tells you as well what's charging. And then you've got the DC load, which is any of these here or up the top, that's your DC load. And here is your AC load. So for any of these to work, you just can go DC on, and now all these here can be charging. So we can just show an example with our torch. Just plug this in here, and now the light's on charging. And then this here is your AC. As I said before, being in Australia, it's 220 to 240 volts AC. And so again, just AC on. So here we'll just plug the coffee machine in, and it's using 1120 watts. As a gardener, the Bluetti AC200P has been a game changer. It reliably powers my tools and charges batteries when I'm away from the house, which means I can work uninterrupted, making my gardening tasks smoother and more efficient.